Everybody, Lieutenant Joe here for Hope is Not a Tactic, right? We talk about securing our facilities, training our people in almost every episode here. That's what we're all about. We're going to get into some interviews as we go down the road, but these are important things. Now, first of all, I want to thank our sponsors, RiotTint.com, safety glazing for your doors and windows. Excellent stuff. Go take a look. One of the first things you have to do is secure them doors, their entry doors, and the glass all around them, right? So RiotTint.com is the way to go. Medical Essential Diagnostics. They're a New Jersey-based company. They provide healthcare screening for any New Jersey employee, state, county, or local. Beauty of that, it costs you nothing to get screened. They have 6 offices in New Jersey, and you can take 2 adults in your family with you. So medicalessentialdiagnostics.com. Go check it out. And my publisher, blue360media.com. We have a entire section of school and business-based safety and security coming up. We're working on that now. I'm talking maybe March 2025 we should deliver. All right, so what are we going to talk about right now? I want to cover briefly a topic about the chain of command in your facility. So the chain of command in any facility, whether it's a business, a school, religious facility, whatever, there's someone who's in charge, the ultimate authority in the facility. And then there are people who report to them, right? All the way down. Each person has different responsibilities or whatever. When it comes to our schools, here's what I found in a couple of places that I think we need to ask ourselves, do we do this? And I do threat assessments all across the country, and I've gotten responses to this question about the chain of command from all over the country. So it's a very good possibility you might do that. All right, so the chain of command in a school is usually the principal. And we see that in many facilities, in many schools, the principal is the only one authorized to call a lockdown. Sometimes it's the principal and maybe an assistant principal or whatever. In some schools, anyone who sees danger can call a lockdown, and that's important. And we'll talk about that in another episode, but what I have seen, and here's the problem. I've seen many schools when I go in there and I say to the principal, do you ever leave the building? Principal says, yes, I leave the building. I go to the Board of Ed for meetings. I go to different places. Sure. I said, and how do you notify the next in command at the school that they are in charge? And I've had great answers like, well, I go down to the office of the assistant principal and I say, hey, just so you know, I'm leaving at 10. You're in control of the building. That is a home run. I have other people tell me, well, I will tell one of the clerks, one of the secretaries, to please let the assistant principal know that I'm going to be out and that she's in charge. So in between there, we have to look at which is actually the best. So what I say in all of my assessments and what I suggest to you is that if you tell a clerical person, secretary, whoever, could you let the assistant principal know she's in charge of the building while I'm out of here? And they have every intention of notifying that assistant principal, but they get tied up with a phone call. They get tied up with a parent. There's a delivery. Something comes in, distracts them for a period of time, and maybe they don't remember for a period of time, or they don't remember at all. And what I have seen is we do some impromptu locking down to test the systems. And I told the principal that I wanted to do this, and I said, hey, listen, do me a favor. Can you go to the Board of Ed for half an hour, and I'm going to have the assistant lock the building down. And my thought was that this principal would notify the assistant, hey, I'm leaving. But what he did is he told the clerical person, who never told the second in charge. And then we did our lockdown. I went in and I said to the people in the office, I put the building in lockdown. Like, okay. And they called a lockdown. And everybody's running around locking down. And I said, okay, who's in charge? And the clerical person says, well, when Principal Jones is away, Vice Principal Smith is in charge. I said, did anybody tell Vice Principal Smith he's in charge? And they were, oh my God, I never did. Right. So that's what happens. Okay, so that's the example. That's the example we don't want to have happen, and I've seen it in a lot of places. So what I'm going to suggest to you is this. Anytime there's a change in the chain of command, whereas someone who's in charge of the building has to leave and someone else is in charge, that there be a voice connection and notification. What that means, voice means not a text message, not an email, not a, hey, would you let somebody know, but a voice to voice connection, either on the phone. Hello, Vice Principal Smith, I'm leaving at 10 o'clock and you'll be in charge of the building. Or you go see Vice Principal Smith and you tell her, hey, I'm leaving the building at 10 o'clock. You're in charge. And you get an acknowledgement of that. Right. So it seems like a simple thing. But inside of our buildings, we have to make sure that there's always someone in charge. And you may say, well, that would never happen to us. Check and see how your chain of command is delivered amongst the people who are in your district. Make sure everybody knows a voice to voice notification is what has to be made. All right. This is Lieutenant Joe for Hope is Not a Tactic. We'll be back with more. We got so much more to look at. I mean, I'm looking over here now. Security Operations Center review, your keys, bullying invests, crime prevention through environmental design. We got so much we're going to talk about to keep your facilities safe. See you soon.